Yeah. Science stuff, engineering, numbers, things. Yeah. How's everybody doing? First off, I want to say that this one is semi-approved on this video. Semi. Also, welcome back to Richwine Garage. Today, we're going to go down my addiction again. Hi, my name is Rob, and I'm addicted to online auctions. What we're going to do is jump in this 1987 R10. It's not a C10, it's an R10. It's fuel injected. I know, not as desirable. But this was my grandfather's truck, and this was the first small block Chevy that I ever rebuilt with my father when I was 5. We should have changed out the cam bearings when we did it because it has low oil pressure after it gets hot, but it happens. Doesn't it, Catalina? Yeah. But what we're going to do is we're going to head out to an auction that I've already purchased something from, actually 2 items from, and we're going to go pick them up. And typically, I drive a newer, I wouldn't even call it a mid-sized truck, but a truck, 4-door. But this table is 12 feet long. So we're going to need to have more capacity on the bed here. But I want to do a workbench setup, and I'm doing it with all the auction finds that I have. The only thing that's not going to be an auction find on this workbench is my benchtop drill press. But I want to take you guys along in that venture. So, Catalina, you can't come with me to the auction. That they don't accept cats. That's bullshit. Yeah. So, you don't have to scream at me about it. You know that, right? Anyhow. So, I got straps loaded up. I got some dollies loaded up because I'm doing this by myself. I could have asked for help, but I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to these types of things. I got a rag and some zip ties loaded up. That way we can do the little red flag thing hanging off the back as Catalina just jumps all over my truck. But we're gonna go knock this out. I'm gonna take you guys along on the venture. Ladies are doing fine. Catalina's kids are out there wrestling in the goat yard. I think we're ready. Catalina, you can't go with me. It's true. I'm sorry. But let's get you guys on one of those time lapses for traveling, and let's knock this out. Catalina, you're going to want to get off this truck. You're not going to like this part, Catalina. And Catalina runs from the truck in 3, 2, 1. By the way, the squealing belt means that the battery's charging. As soon as the battery gets charged, the belt stops squealing. It's a nice feature. I know, you're jealous. I know you're jealous. You can calm down with your jealousy. But that's just how it goes. It's a lovely noise, don't you think? And it stops right about now. Oh, you're going to make a liar out of me today. Wow, you're charging the battery a lot. There it goes. Okay, Now we can go. Battery's charged.
Clicking bids late at night, old steel glowing on my screen, 12-foot table, rust and dust, looks like something made for me. Fire up the old red truck, belt squeal as the battery climbs, straps and dollies in the bed, headed out to chase that find. Yeah, I got auction fever again, hauling steel in the wind, building dreams out of scrap and rust. Yeah, I got auction fever again, turn these leftovers into friends, make a workbench I can trust. Back it up against the dock, strangers lift and watch your hands, flip it over, legs all loose, but we'll fix it when it lands. Zip ties flapping in the breeze, red flag swinging off the back, every bump shakes the frame, but this table's not gonna crack.
Okay. Go ahead and go for it. Ah, it makes sense with the buckets and the horse trailer. Okay. See how we can do this. Ooh. This is our table here. We're going to be taking this thing. Let's see how heavy this is on one end. Not too bad. If we got... Oh, she's just bolted together shelves. But you know what? That works. And comes with a slicing blade. But you know what? If it works, it works. Get that one good. There we go. Move that one over there. Oh, hey, this one's come unbolted. Yeah, so I need to get some bolts for this thing.
How was it for you? Great, actually. Really? Great. As a matter of fact, he just sent me a text and said, I told this gentleman we're going to help him get this table out. Sure. You get arranged here?
Yeah, I'm back at the dock. I actually have some dollies that we could flip this thing over onto.
Okay. Great finger shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get this gentleman's car. I'll be right back over there. He's going to text and said, he's like, hey man, thanks for everything. That was awesome. I literally, I said, drive in, get in back.
All right. Use these car dollies and help support this thing as we get it up to the truck. So I was actually going to tilt it on its side. Yeah. That way, once it goes in the truck, this will be hanging out the back.
Heard.
So
I'm setting this right here.
that works. I'm not sure whose water, but
Oh, that's smarter than I thought.
yeah.
Pretty smart.
Wow. There we go. This leg's not bolted on. So let's get creative with that one. Oh, come on.
You go. You hit your arm here, you hit me. Yeah, so. Got the wide load.
Yeah. I'm glad I brought the car dollies. Now, this is where we're going to have to get creative. There we go. And basically, I'm that blue truck on that dock, so.
Are you want to go upside down on it?
Yeah, I'll go upside down, and then I'm going to put that red card on top of it. So, whenever you're ready to flip, I'm ready to go, sir.
I'm going to hop down here.
Okay.
Thanks for the way to do it. You do it. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. Let's. Yep.
Oh, man, I got heavier.
Yeah, I did. Ooh,
All right, I'm just going to kick the dolly out and then just slide it.
that worked.
Follow that?
Yep. There we go. And you know what?
There it is.
When I pull forward, it'll come off there.
Yeah.
Here, that's going to be there if you need it.
Okay. Oh, that's going to rip, you think?
Probably, but you know what? It'll weld.
You don't want it or need it?
Or I need it, but
Oh.
I'm going to end up welding it on the bottom of there.
Okay, I got it.
So, thank you, though. Wow. Ah. Okay. Wow. So basically, I guess I'm going to ask that gentleman to lift that up as I pull forward.
Oh, you're such a smart man.
Oh, you felt that.
Would you mind just lifting it as I pull forward off that dock?
Yeah, this is second. Oh, you're feeling it right in a second. Dude, I'm holding my beautiful wife. Made me a leg massage. I love her so much.
So,
I got there before you, so I got Yeah.
if you'll just lift as I pull away.
Go slow.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Let's get my keys. Good. Thank you.
Pull forward that handle that's hanging all the way down. Straight down, though. Be careful. You need to
Oh.
tie that up somehow.
All right, I gotta tie it up anyway, so thank you guys. Ooh. There we go. And pull forward out of the mud. And there we go. Grab some of our straps. Shut off the truck, save the gas. Oh. Grab some of these straps and get us going. Oh. Oh yeah, the handle hangs right there. So, I wonder, I'll just throw a zip tie through that area, hold it that way. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a zip tie. We're gonna go through the thing that cuts things on, especially zip ties. And I think it's just long enough to ensure that we hold this shut. If we don't and it busts off, other than being unfortunate for the car behind us, that's no biggie. So I didn't expect it to come with this. Okay. Up here. Go down below. Hook back up here. And what we're actually going to do is take this and put that inside there. That way we're legal. Okay. That's now resting there. Go up in here, tie down the red cart. Do the whole, that ain't going nowhere. It's a very necessary step, very necessary. I feel like I should probably wrap that down towards the hitch. Oh. So the way we're gonna do that, let's go ahead, hook on there. Keep going all the way back into the hitch down here. Take up our slack. Okay. Well, it shakes the entire truck, and I honestly don't think that's going anywhere. Okay. That's all zip tied up, just for extra prosperity. We're gonna waste 3 zip ties on this. I know, now it's over budget. Okay. That's all zip tied up. Let's go home. Actually, can you stop by Dad's? Weld that up real quick. That won't take too long. And to be honest, we could probably weld all of them just to be safe and have it be a permanent table. Maybe do a stitch weld in between there also. I'll think about that on the way home. Set you guys back up on a time lapse. Ooh.
Yeah, I got auction fever again. Hauling steel in the wind. Building dreams out of scrap and rust. Yeah, I got auction fever again. Turn these leftovers into friends. Make a workbench I can trust. Little mud on the tires, little rattle in the frame. But when this bench is standing, I'll be glad I played the game. Yeah, I got auction fever again. Hauling steel in the wind. Building dreams out of scrap and rust. Yeah, I got auction fever again. Turn these leftovers into friends. Make a workbench I can trust.
So, as you can see, on the way back from picking up everything at the auction, went ahead and stopped at my dad's shop. We're going to end up using this welder here, and we're going to sit here and prop up the leg, go ahead and weld this to the surface, and then I'm going to come in here. I'll probably back up the truck a little bit more and tack the other ones in there also, just to make it even sturdier. And I want to put some decent tacks on that middle part where it was bending in the middle. But I still think this is going to make us a great workbench. I just want to sturdy it up. That way when, you know, we're hammering on things, it doesn't fall apart. Because that would be bad. Anyhow, I'm going to get you guys on a time lapse. Hopefully the battery lasts long enough to do this.
Hanging in the air, grinders singing metal bear. Old pack table, factory scars, turning into my work of art. Hands go numb, so I stop. Think of stories that my dad's got.
Well, what are we doing, Rob? Well, as you saw from the time lapse and the auction pickup footage of being on my hat while doing this, we got this new, technically they called it a table. I'm going to call it a workbench. It's 30 inches deep, it's 12 feet long, and what are we about to do with this thing? Well, I'm going to be taking the good old drum grinder here, surface grinder. I'm going to be knocking off the top layer of this, and just trying to get it down to a good paintable surface. Try to get rid of some of these defects on here. And then we're going to be using some Tractor Massey Ferguson gray paint, and we're going to be painting the top of this. I'm going to be taking off that cutter down there because I don't personally have anything to do with this cutter. It where I got this from, I don't know if you could see it in the footage or not, but it was a floral warehouse delivery type place. They had a lot of fake flowers, like pallet racks and pallet racks of fake flowers, ribbons, and like baskets. And this was one of their pack out tables. They used to have the boxes, their packages, and they used to work down this table and pack it out, get ready to go ahead and ship it. So what I'm going to end up using this for is my workbench out there in the barn. Obviously, we're not in the barn right now. We're in my garage attached to the house because I actually have a heater in this garage. And I would like to do a little bit better temperature control than just the Morton building and whatever elements are happening this winter out there and hoping that the paint sticks. So what I'm going to do is throw in some headphones, use this surface grinder, knock down this surface, try to get us down to something that is paintable. And then I'm going to use some good old spirit ghost juice or mineral spirits and wipe this thing down. And then we're literally using tractor paint. The reason why we're using tractor paint, if you think about what a tractor has to go through, is typically they don't get stored inside. Not all tractors do. And they get gas, carb cleaner, everything else on them. So that's what this table is going to get. Also, tractor paint's cheaper. And if this gets a blemish or whatever else on it, I can just take tractor paint and fix whatever's wrong with it. But that's going to be our initial plan. As far as long-term plans for this, I'm actually standing on the side. Like if we were in the barn right now, the farm wall would be behind me. You guys would be up against the wall. There's going to be rooms to walk on both sides of this. I'm going to have a vise down here on this end. I actually got a free vise. It's rusted shut and everything else like that. I'm going to make a video on doing some chemical experiments with that and seeing if I can get it to break free and give you guys a better option if you're willing to do a little bit of home chemistry to unrust something. But I want to have a vise down here, and then some of my other auction finds, which we'll bring up after we get this project more done, is I have a 2 different sanders and then my benchtop drill press going down here. And then basically I'd have anywhere in between here to lay out my tools, work on stuff, and also for doing the YouTube things. This is metal, and I use a lot of magnet mounts for my cameras. I can stick it on there and give you guys a good bird's eye view of what I'm doing, which is awesome. So I think that's enough yapping. Oh, also, before I forget to tell you, these 2x6s that are down there on the bottom, what I'm going to end up doing with that is I'm going to put them sideways up against the legs. I'm going to screw through the legs while they're up, tucked up against the bottom of the table. Reason for that, I want to be able to take the forks on the tractor, come in here and scoop this table up and lift it up and move it anywhere. Right now, if I did that just with the forks on the bare metal, with this being split in half like it is, and the little bitty booger welds that I did to hold on these legs, it wouldn't take it. So that's going to give it some support long ways and also help support the legs from sitting there and twisting or whatever when we're sitting here trying to get a piece of metal to persuade it into the shape that we want. But all right, throw you guys on a time lapse, throw in my earbuds, and make everything in this garage dusty. Yeah, let's do it. One other warning. These are motion sensor lights. If you see me doing weird motion sensor things, turning back on the lights. All right, let's do it.
Lesson in the steel tells me when to chill and heal. It's not perfect, but I built it myself. Gray paint drying on this.
So, taking a break at the halfway point here, I wanted to show you guys just how much of a difference this is making. It's obviously this side is the side that I just did, and this side I haven't touched yet. I mean, just how much that cleaned up that counter is amazing. Now, everything is absolutely fucking coated in the dust. My wife is not going to be happy with that thing because this just happens to have the washer and dryer inside of here, so probably gonna have to clean those up before she wakes up. But this is looking amazing and halfway done. I'm not really gonna worry about doing the sides like this. I'm mainly worried about doing the top. I'm gonna use the mineral spirits and wipe down the sides and everything. That way we can paint the legs with a brush and whatnot. But the top's gonna get 2 relatively thick layers of this paint. So my mission for tonight is make it twice as dusty, do the other side of this counter, and then wipe everything down, wipe down the garage, and then hopefully tonight put a coat on here. If I don't get to it tonight, it'll be the first thing I do in the morning. That way we can let it sit and get a good cure time in between. But that's a hell of a difference. Another PSA safety note: if you're working a grinder of any type and your hands start going numb, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Because my father actually has a pretty good scar on his collarbone from using a 7-inch grinder, where he thought he would just finish up the job and push through the numbness. And he didn't realize he was losing his grip as much as he was, and it jumped out of his hands and skipped right across his collarbone. So that's a lesson that's always been embedded in my head whenever using tools like this. You're starting to feel numb, quit. Take a break, regain feeling back in your hands, and then re-attack. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead, take a break, and then we're going to attack this other side, get everything wiped down. Definitely wipe down our washer and dryer, and then go from there. So I'll see you guys here in a minute after I take a break.
It's not perfect, but it's strong enough to last. Every scratch and every mark is a memory from the past.
All right. So we got everything ground down, sanded down, worked on, that side of things. What's the next steps? We're going to use more of our Ghost Spirit mineral juice here. We're going to continue wiping this down. And I'm going to try to wipe it down as much as I can and let it be as clean as I can. And then we're going to use this good old tractor, truck, and implement exterior oil-based enamel Massey Ferguson gray paint. Got a little kit here to use with some foam rollers. And the reason why I got the drop cloth in the ground is because I'm expecting drips. I'm going to lay this stuff down very, very heavy. I want it to have a very heavy 2 coats on here. So with that, I'm going to use those foam rollers and really, really push to get that very, very heavy on there. So my first initial wipe down of this, I'm just going to use a normal paper towel, try to get any of that dust, because there was a ton of dust. I had to reopen the garage door and turn on a fan, actually, to just get the rust and paint and everything that was in the air from that grinder out of the garage. So do an initial dry wipe down here, get everything wiped down as much as I can. You can see just dry how bad that was. Then open up our container and start doing some wet wipe downs. Now, am I going to get this 100%? No, I'm not. Again, it's a workbench. It's going to be used, it's going to be abused, but just trying to give it the best shot at sticking at this metal at first and getting everything going. It has been about an hour since I opened up the, wow, all that stuff that's coming off there. Since I opened up the garage door and let the fan blow out. The reason for that is I turned the heater back on inside the garage here, trying to get it to get a little bit of heat back in here. It's about 43 degrees outside, and trying to keep it around at least 65 in here. It's going to be colder on the back side of the garage back here by the garage door because it's an old farmhouse and the garage door doesn't seal perfectly. But trying to give it the best shot possible. And this table hasn't been anywhere near this clean probably since it was made. So, oh, I just realized my magnet from my microphone was stuck on the side of the table here. Go ahead, re-dampen my rag. Hi, baby Sif. Sif, our German Shepherd's out here checking up on what I'm doing. Wondering what I'm doing, talking to myself at 3 a.m. in the garage. But we have some plans with family later today. And I would like this first layer to be drying. That way tomorrow I can add the second layer of paint. So I'm pretty sure I read on the instructions that it wants 24 hours between coats. So I might not give it the full 24 hours because, let's face it, you've been watching my YouTube channel. You know I'm not very good at following instructions. But go ahead, give that the final wipe down there, and I'm going to call that good. So I'm going to back you guys up, put you on another time lapse, and sit here, shake the living crap out of that gallon of paint, pour a little bit inside of my little paint tray, start putting the first layer of paint on here. I got on a pair of junk shorts that I don't care about. I got on a t-shirt that I'm fine getting paint on, and wearing flip-flops. So I'm going to make sure that Sif is inside the house before painting. There's also a ruler on here. I'm going to take this ruler off here and save it. It has square nuts on the back. Why in the world would it have square nuts on the back of it? But I'm going to take this little ruler off this side, save it. I'll probably put it back on, to be honest. And then we'll let this paint tack up later on today. I will put the boards on the back side of these legs here, tighten them down, and then on the next painting round I will paint those also. So let's get you guys back on a time lapse.
Mineral spirits on a rag, wipe the rust and wipe the drag, roll that tractor gray on thick, two-coat armor hard to nick, motion lights keep fading out, talk to cameras, talk it out.
So first layer of paint's on. Don't come any closer. Don't come any closer. Don't look at it that closely. Just be majority happy that it's a majority the same color. I laid it on there really, really thick. And again, the purpose is because it's a workbench. It's going to be beaten on and everything else. And that paint is thick, like with 4 C's thick. Yuck. Anyhow, as I'm rolling around here and keep looking at my work and notice that there's a few little touch-up areas to do, but we want it to be super thick on the first layer. And basically, what is wrong with you? Oh, it's a dent. right there in the corner. But we want this to be super thick on here because it's a workbench. It's going to get used. It's going to get abused. It's not a show car. I'm not going to the workbench show down the street to show off my workbench, like a car show. I know that was one of the most stupid analogies I've ever come up with, but I think it still applies. I don't feel very manly trying to point at a camera with a mini foam roller. I don't know. I just work here. Anywho, let's read the instructions on this paint can. I know, it's odd. I'm reading instructions. Oh, these things that I poured all the paint over. Exposure to lead dust can cause serious illness. Okay. Normally dries in paint mark 10 hours. Allow 24 hours before recoating. All right. Well, it's currently about 3:30 in the morning. Sweet. So basically tomorrow night, when I can't sleep in tomorrow night, I'll come back out here, apply another coat, and then again, my vise is going to go over here on this corner, my sanding equipment and drill press be over on this corner. I'll be approaching the workbench from this side. I'm thinking maybe in like the center of this table, put my channel logo on it. Why not? Let's be bougie. I'm also thinking, now granted I'm on the dark side of it, I got to come over to your guys' point of view. Hey, how you doing? My name's Rob, just so you guys know. Those legs don't look too bad on there. I don't want to crawl around on the floor and paint the legs. I should. I really should. But I don't want to. The top is what I'm worried about. I want to skip leg day. Like leg day is like in 24 hours from now. I don't even work out. I was medically retired from the military because of my legs. So I think I might just skip the legs, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to paint the wood either. I might just leave it with that rustic look. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds more like something I would do. I don't know. You know how these videos go. I change my mind probably 5 times during the video. But I really do like the gray. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to work on my logo. See if I can cut that out on the Cricut. See what I can come up with. This is 30 inches deep. The Cricut only does 12 by 24 vinyl decals. But I know how to take an image, split it in half, and put reference. You can either use triangles or I like to use stars. Reference ones. So you take the 2 decal halves and you can line them up based off those 2 references on the end of each decal. That was a really weird way of showing hand signals. Felt like it was marshalling. This is come at me. This is turned that way, the way I'm pointing. This is turned that way, the way I'm pointing. Slow down. Stop. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to salute and give whatever sign the unit had at that time. I can see lines in this, but again, I'm not too worried about it. It's a workbench, Rob. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is anything that we ever build perfect? No. That's the whole point. If we were good at it, we would be paid for doing it. That's why we do it ourselves, damn it. All right, guys. See you here when it's time for the second coat layer. Meantime, I'm going to work on another video where I'm going to play with chemicals. No chemical burns were made at this current time. I got my 2x6x12 mounted up here. I think my plan, it's only clamped in the center there. Got some 1/4 inch lag screws. I'm going to be going through these holes on the side. I'm going to put 4 per leg on this side. And I'm going to use that to do a couple things. A, support the legs left to right. That way when we're smacking things on this bench or shoving into it or anything, the legs have a little bit more stability. And then another huge portion of this is that when I come in with the tractor with the forks and pick it up, it's spreading it all the way out instead of just trying to focus on this hinge point in here. So let's get a nut driver on my drill here. That will fit these 7/16. Go ahead, install some lag screws. Yeah. You know what? It might only take 2 per leg. I'm not gonna lie. Because that's a heck of a bolt going through there. And we're not exactly like surviving hurricane level forces here. So, I mean, the next time a hurricane hits Indiana, I'll probably be regretting this, but I feel pretty safe. Pretty safe about the hurricane forecast for the next 100 years. Nice. Very nice. And I tell you what, I'm very tempted to leave that one in the middle still loose and then come back in with the tractor and lift it up again and then install those two in the middle. Because right now we're touching on the outsides, but we're not touching in the middle. And sitting down here, I can see that there's a bow in the tabletop. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. Along with that, I was thinking about this, and I actually talked to Taylor about this, my wife, about painting these legs, especially now that the wood's down here. I am going to paint the legs. I think we're going to rattle can the legs and then do one more layer of the roll-on up on top. The top's going to see the most abuse. It's going to have the most chemicals and everything else on it. The legs, we're just trying to make them look pretty. I mean, whenever I shave my legs, it's just to look pretty. Let's face it. But you know what I mean. Huh. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because this middle leg right now is being frustrating. Whenever I pick it up, it's trying to twist that way or twist this way. And it might be my concrete here in the garage is uneven. That's totally possible. But I think what I'll do is pick it up with the tractor like when I did bring it in here and basically straighten it back out the middle leg. And then while it's up in the air, might as well spray it with spray paint. Spray the side. And then flip it around and spray the other side. It's going to have to be better outside though right now because it's foggy and misty outside. Yeah. Let's get the other side hung. Get this at least close to the size it needs to be, because I have figured out trying to hold this 12-foot stick of wood up in the air while putting one center clamp in there is not exactly the easiest thing to do in the world. Got plenty of meat on both sides. I'll take the Sawzall and trim off the ends so they're even with the end of the legs on each end. Hold that up there. Take our clamp. Hold it good enough just to get some lag screws in here. There's 4. Good. Good. Nice. Very nice. Awesome. That's going to add a lot of strength to the table, long ways, and trying to shift side to side. Because this workbench is basically 2 pallet rack shelving held together with little bitty welds in between them. And now, trying to rock it side to side, she's solid. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'll wait for the weather to get outside to get a little bit better. Maybe after lunch. And pick up some Massey Ferguson gray spray paint. And pick the table physically up with the tractor on both forks. My forks are cattywampus a little bit. They're not exactly level, but it'll let me support that center leg and get it more at a 90-degree angle. And then screw the leg on the rest of the way and get ready to spray paint this thing. In the meantime, I'm not going to subject you guys to another time lapse of this because there's already been a time lapse heavy video. I'm going to spray down these legs with some cleaner, wipe them up, and get them more ready for paint than what they are, because they're dirty. And then go from there. Actually, what I'll probably end up doing before I paint it, instead of trying to paint it on the tractor and all that, I'll set it on these sawhorses on the ends of this on the ends of these 2x6s. That is actually a better idea all the way around. I like that idea all the way around. I can do the center leg. You know what? We're doing that right now. Let's lift up this door, get this ready to get on some sawhorses.
Science, numbers, little jokes, keeping warm in hoodie smoke. It's not perfect, but I built it myself. Gray paint drying on this 12-foot shelf. It's not perfect, but it's strong enough to last. Every scratch and every mark is a memory from the past.
Oh. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll take a speed square. Use a speed square against the center leg. A couple lag bolts. And then with my third arm, get that pulled over and screwed in there. Just like so. Nice. Very nice. Do the same thing on the other side just so we're consistent. Yeah, it needs tweaked. Maybe I can lean my leg into it, do the whole pelvic thrust thing. What? Woohoo. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So hopefully this is actually the best illustration I can show you, even with supporting it all the way outside, all the way out there. The middle's not drooping because that 2x6 is giving it strength in this motion. Yeah. Science. Stuff. Engineering. Numbers. Things. Yeah. Okay, let's take the Sawzall, chop off these 4 extra bits on each end, then clean up the legs, run to town, get some paint, you guys know, paint it up, make it look nice, make it look like something we don't get. And then sit here and debate if we're going to do another thick coat on the top or if we're just going to the top also. The top, I'm very happy with it. Last night, working on the next video anyways, I actually already used the top and it's doing great. I did lay it on there very thick. It actually had to rest for more than 24 hours just to dry out. The garage isn't a sauna by any means. I'm not baking the paint, but it was at least 65 degrees in here for an entire 24-hour period. And it still took every second of it. So I think the next layer will be lighter with just the spray paint. So maybe get like 3 cans just to be safe. Give this all one more layer. Make it all the same color. Yeah. Go from there. Sweet. Let's do it.
Legs braced tight with boards below. Forks were lifted when I tow. Sander vise and drill press line. This old bench is now all mine. It's not perfect, but I built it myself. Gray paint drying on this 12-foot shelf. It's not perfect, but it's strong enough to last. Every scratch and every mark is a memory from the past. Yeah, it's cold outside tonight, but this workbench feels just right. If it fails, it's on me, and that's how I want it to be.
What I'd like to do is the inside of these legs just on.
Clicking bits late at night. Old steel glowing on my...
All right. We got the workbench inside the barn, exactly where we want it. Put a graphic on there to at least be a little bit representative. She's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Well, this is another auction find that's gonna do me decent. Right now, the clear coat on this is peeling up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very happy with that, but the base coat's still sticking. And to be honest with you, it's a workbench. It's gonna get scratched, it's gonna get used, it's gonna be used and abused for the rest of its life. I got enough room after doing a little bit more cleanup that I can come on this side, and down here I'm gonna have my sanders, probably a sander, and my drill press on this end. And then on this end, I plan on doing a vise down here. But I have a workbench here now. And it's not a fold-up table. It's not rinky-dinky. It's going to do exactly what I need it to do, which I'm very happy with. But was it going to be easier to buy a new workbench? Yes. Was I ever going to find one 12 feet long for less than $600? Probably not. But now I have a good, healthy, sturdy metal workbench that's 12 feet long. It'll hold all my tools on it, no problem while I'm doing our projects. And I can sit here and say I built it. It's mine. If it screws up, it's my fault. I don't have to sit there and blame somebody about a warranty or anything like that. But I think that's going to do it for this video. You guys might see this in the future. That's why I put the logo on it. That way, if so, sure. But It's cold. It's extremely cold and it's extremely windy. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to start a fire, get warmed up. Yeah. See you guys next week.
Screen, 12-foot table, rust and dust. Looks like something made for me. Fire up the old red truck. Belt squeal as the battery climbs. Straps and dollies in the bed.